everybody, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite microphones for YouTube, video in general, social media or just home videos if you want to up your game on that. So if that's something you're interested in, please stay tuned. And if you're into anything tech like lighting, audio, video, and just cool tech stuff in general, please consider subscribing and hitting the notifications bell. It would be greatly appreciated. But anyways, guys, let's just jump into it. The reason I chose the Comica microphone, like over the Rode and the Movo, the Mauki, all of them, the list goes on Amazon. There's just an unlimited amount of manufacturers or third-party sellers that sell the same microphones. But the reason I chose this one is because of the bundle. First of all, it came with the dead cat, of course, and it came with the foam windscreen, and it came with two cables, TRS to TRS for your camera and a TRS to TRRS for your phone. And I just thought that was cool because some of them, like the Rode, as far as I can tell, only comes with the dead cat, and I just didn't want to have to use the dead cat the whole time. I'm one of those people that like to protect my investment, even if it is a $50 microphone, just keeping the foam windscreen on it. I'm used to using them as a pop filter, but from the distance you're going to be using them for at all, it's not really necessary for that, but it's going to protect it from dust and moisture and stuff like that. So I just didn't want to have to pay extra, to get that. And the Rode cable, the TRS to TRS for your TRRS for your smartphone was $13, and then to get one of those would be $1 or $2. Not much for that, but you're looking at $75. That's an extra 25 bucks step up from this, and the quality is not better at all compared to this one. So that's one of the reasons. The second is because of all the reviews. I watched about 3 months of reviews and comparisons, the Movo versus the Rode, the Rode killer, the Movo versus the Comica, the Mauki versus the Movo, this and that, so many microphones. And the final one that I came to settle on was a guy doing a test, like a legit studio test of the Movo versus the Comica. And after his setup and stuff, he had all the levels set on his like professional setup, and the Comica was actually putting out a hotter signal than the Movo. So I wanted to go with that because initially I was using it. I got it to record videos with my son. He wanted to do YouTube stuff and do like an exploring channel. He's 6 years old. We went to like castle ruins and stuff like that. But I wanted to get one that had the strongest signal, just because I know he wouldn't stay in that range that I was trying to get him to stay in, which was like that, from 2 foot to 8 to 10 foot range probably. He was always running in and out and stuff, but it honestly worked great. I have nothing bad to say about it at all, and I would gladly buy a bunch of other ones and have no problem whatsoever recommending the Comica to anyone that's looking for a microphone to start out or just one to have extra, because these things are just completely awesome. I was going to do a test. I have a condenser. I have a large diaphragm condenser microphone here that I use on my studio setup. My background, like I'm a guitar player and a singer, and I have been since I can remember. My whole family done it, so I've grown up around microphones and audio and just different stuff that kind of relates to video and stuff in its own way forever. So I wanted to do that, but I figured I'd just do the whole video with we're using it right now. So I mean, what do you guys think about it? Does it sound good? Do you think it sounds good enough? I just wanted to show you guys just off the bat, like you could just plug this into your camera and you're good to go. I think it sounds amazing. I'll try to show some parts that are nothing's done in post, and then show you what it can sound like in post. So if you're using video editing software anyways, chances are whatever software you're using has some type of audio section or filters you can put on it, like EQ, condensers, noise gates, de-essers and stuff like that. So you can pretty much do whatever you want, almost kind of like a separate little section that is a studio software like I use for that thing there. I was going to use that at first and then show you guys that, but I figured I'd just do the whole video on this and just talk about how much I liked it. And there was a couple reviews that really stuck in my mind that had me worried at first. One of them was a couple people mentioning that the shock mount was noisy during like playback, like you could hear it moving around and like bouncing. When I was doing the videos with my son, like I'd sometimes literally running after him, chasing him. I had no issues with that in any of the videos I made. Hundreds of videos I made, you know, we only used a few, but out of the hundreds of videos I made with him, you couldn't hear a single shake or anything in it. So that wasn't an issue for me. And then the next issue was of the dead cat. And this is a pretty solid dead cat, by the way. I took it out the first day we got it. It was 40-mile-an-hour wind that day. Took it out with him to record just in the driveway, like walking around and stuff, and couldn't hear any wind. So pretty legit. But the second one I heard was of this part getting stretched out over time, and you know, it wasn't staying on people's microphones, but I haven't had that issue either. I mean, I use it when we're outside. We were outside and 99% of his videos for a few hours at a time, but I always just made my own carrying case out of whatever I could find for my microphone, and I would take it off, which I think anybody would do. I don't know why you would leave your dead cat on your microphone 24/7, but really the only bad reviews I thought of. But after I seen that video, I just jumped in and said, I just want to get it and try it out. And like I said, I'm not disappointed with this microphone whatsoever. It's actually been one of the best investments for me, and it's just one of those things you get and you're still happy that you got it, months and months later. And it's been about 6 months for me, and I could say like in a few years, even if I update it and get something, like I'm still gonna be glad that I got this microphone. That's why, I would have no problem recommending it to anybody, because I know if you get it and use it, especially if you're a run and gun shooter outside, but even if you're not, even if you do like makeup tutorials or reviews or something like that, or just Instagram videos or something where you're just inside and really setting down, and it'll work for any of that. And you can just take it and pick it up. It's not like this thing. You could get like XLR connectors and stuff like that, but you can't really just grab this thing and hook it to your microphone, because you'd have to be like holding your camera and this. Just be a super pain. But so this is pretty much like the best of both worlds, whether you want to record inside, sitting down, doing stuff like I mentioned, or take it out and record family outside, whatever it may be, running around. You can do all that with that for $50, and the quality will actually amaze you, especially if you're using the built-in microphone of the camera like I used to, or you're using a headset. And the one I found I was using the most was like the PS4 headset that comes with the controller, that has like the one earpiece and the little microphone. I actually had this ghetto cheap tripod that like you slide the microphones in. It's got like the circle, and I put it wasn't toilet paper, it was a paper towel roll, and I like rolled up one end, cut it, made it skinnier so it fit in there, and I put the microphone on the end of it, like sunk in, because I thought maybe it would pick up like more sound and stretch the microphone out farther from me. It was the most ghetto, stupid thing you ever seen. Of course it sounded better than the built-in microphone, but it didn't work at all. And finally I decided after months to get this. Super glad I did. If you guys get it, you won't be disappointed. There'll be links in the description to it. Will be an affiliate link. It doesn't raise the price at all. I know people are under the impression, I used to think that too, that it's gonna raise the price for you. That portion for me comes out of the seller's pocket. They have to give me a small tiny percentage for like recommending the sell. That's it. It doesn't raise the price for you guys at all. It just helps the channel out and helps me out be able to get more products and cool budget stuff and just cool tech to show you guys, and help you guys find cooler stuff, and hopefully save a lot of money in the long run. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's gonna wrap it up, and I love you guys. And if you liked anything in the video, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any future videos. It would mean the world to me, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you guys. Peace.